My wife told me she needed professional help processing my dad's death. 24 hours after we buried him, American Airline sent me their honeymoon itinerary. I'm standing in my kitchen. It's 6:47 a.m. My 6-year-old daughter Lily is still asleep upstairs. My father has been in the ground for exactly 1 day, 4 hours, and 32 minutes, and my phone just buzzed with a notification. Subject line, booking confirmation, Peterson, Peterson. I don't know anyone named Peterson. The notification sound is the same cheerful ding that used to mean family vacations, beach trips with Lily, visiting my parents in Vermont, weekend getaways when Amanda and I still laugh together. My hands are shaking so hard I have to put the phone down on the granite countertop. The cold surface helps. I'm a paramedic. I know shock when I see it. I'm looking at it in my own reflection in the dark screen. I pick the phone back up. American Airlines Flight 2847, departing Boston Logan to Bali, Indonesia. Departure date today, November 14th, 2 passengers, couples package, Ocean View Suite, 7 nights. I click on the passenger details. Mr. Richard Peterson and Mrs. Amanda Marie Peterson. My wife's full legal name is Amanda Marie Brennan. We've been married for 9 years. She's been Amanda Brennan since our wedding at that little church in Salem, the one where my father walked her down the aisle because her own father had passed away 2 years before. She cried that day. She said my dad was giving her the family she'd always wanted, but the name on this itinerary isn't Brennan, it's Peterson. She'd already changed it. We were still married, and she'd already changed her name. How long had she been planning to leave me? And how much of my grief had she used to cover her tracks? I sit down at the kitchen table, the same table where 3 weeks ago my father sat and told us the cancer had spread to his liver. Stage 4. 6 months, maybe less. Amanda held my hand. She cried. She said, "Why? We'll get through this together, Daniel. I promise." 2 days ago, at the funeral, she stood beside me at the grave. Black dress, my mother Helen on my other side, Lily between us holding both our hands. Amanda's grip was firm, steady. She whispered, "I need some space after this, to process. Is that okay?" I said yes. Of course I said yes. My wife was grieving. She'd loved my father. She'd spent the last 6 weeks helping me coordinate hospice care, driving him to appointments when I was on shift at the firehouse, bringing him soup when he couldn't keep anything else down. Or so I thought. I opened my laptop. Our finances are joint. We've always been transparent about money. I pull up the credit card statements. I'm not looking for anything specific. I don't even know what I'm looking for. Then I see it. Paradise Cove Resort, Bali. $3,200 charged 8 days ago. That was the day my father died. I scroll back. More charges. Marriott Boston Harbor, Hyatt Regency, the Liberty Hotel. All marked with Amanda's handwriting in our shared financial binder. Therapy sessions A. She told me she'd started seeing a grief counselor, a specialist who worked with families dealing with terminal illness. His name was Dr. Richard Peterson. She said he was helping her cope with watching my father fade. She said the sessions were expensive but worth it. "He's teaching me how to be strong for you," she'd said. I believed her. The charges go back 6 months, 17 hotel stays, $23,000 total. There are upgrade charges, couples spa packages, romantic dinner add-ons, champagne service, no therapy sessions, no professional help, just lies. Amanda is at work. She picked up an overnight shift at the hospital, said she needed the distraction, needed to help people, needed to remember why she became a nurse. She texted me an hour ago, "Thinking of you. I know today is hard. We'll talk when I get home. I love you." I go upstairs to our bedroom. The room smells like vanilla, Amanda's signature perfume embedded in everything. The bed is made with hospital corners. She learned that in nursing school and never stopped. Her side of the closet is organized by color. Everything about Amanda is controlled, precise, put together. I start looking. Under her winter clothes, coats she won't need for another month, I find a leather-bound journal. expensive. Gold embossed initials on the cover. AM, the kind therapists recommend for processing grief. I open it. The spine cracks. It's never been opened fully before, secrets kept tight. The pages are silky smooth, high-quality paper meant for healing. The first entry is dated May 3rd, 3 weeks before my father died. R says we just need to wait a little longer. Daniel is so distracted with his dad, he doesn't notice when I'm gone. The sessions at the Marriott are perfect. I tell him I'm seeing clients for post-shift debriefs. He believes everything I say when he's crying. The handwriting slopes to the right when she writes about Richard. When she writes about me, maintaining appearances with D, the letters are straight, controlled, clinical. I keep reading. May 17th. Richard booked Bali for November. After. I know that sounds cold, but we've waited long enough. Daniel's father is dying anyway. Why should we put our lives on hold? May 24th. D asked me today if I thought his dad would make it to Lily's birthday in June. I said yes, of course. I lied. I hope he doesn't. The sooner this is over, the sooner we can leave. June 2nd. Lily asked me today who Richard is. She saw his name on my phone. I told her he's a doctor friend who's helping Daddy's grandpa. She drew us a picture, me, her, and Dr. Rich at a beach. I told her it's our secret special place. She promised not to tell. The date of that entry was my father's 68th birthday. We threw him a party at our house. 30 people, cake, balloons. My father wore his favorite cardigan and told stories about his Navy days. Amanda was charming that night. She made everyone laugh. She hugged my father and said, "You're going to beat this, Bill. I know you are." That was the day she wrote about hoping he'd die faster. I closed the journal. The vanilla scent is making me sick now. This woman who shared my bed, who mothered my daughter, who held my hand while my father took his last breath. She'd been counting down the days. She'd weaponized my grief. If you've ever missed a sign that was right in front of you, something you only understood later, I need you to know you're not alone. Sometimes we're so focused on our own pain, we don't see someone else's manipulation. I walk down the hall to Lily's room. My daughter's bedroom is painted lavender, her choice last year. The walls are covered with her artwork, crayon drawings, watercolor paintings from school, pencil sketches of our family. I've looked at these pictures 1,000 times. I've praised every single one, hung them with care, told her she's so talented, but I've never really looked at them, not the way I'm looking now. There's one by her desk. Purple crayon, Mommy's happy color, according to the label. It shows 3 stick figures at a beach. A woman with long hair, a small girl, and a tall man. The figures are holding hands. Behind them is a building with windows. At the bottom, in Lily's careful first-grade handwriting, Mommy and me and Dr. Rich at the pretty hotel. I pull it down. The corners are dog-eared from her small hands. There's an orange thumbprint in the corner, marker from another project. I look at the date she wrote on the back, June 2nd, my father's birthday. I start taking down more drawings. There are 23 of them. Some are recent, from last week. Others are months old. I lay them out on Lily's floor in chronological order. May. Mommy's friend makes her smile. June. The beach house where we're going to live. July. Dr. Rich gave me a toy at the hospital. August. Mommy says this is a secret, but it's a good secret. September. Our new house has a pool. October. Mommy says we're moving after Grandpa goes to heaven. October 18th, 1 week before my father died. Mommy says Daddy is too sad and needs to stay here, but we're going somewhere happy. I sit on Lily's floor, surrounded by her artwork. The crayon wax smells like childhood. There are strawberry eraser shavings mixed in with the drawings. Her art supplies are in a plastic bin by the window. Markers, colored pencils, crayons worn down to nubs. Underneath the crayons, I find hotel mini soaps. 4 of them, wrapped in paper with logos, Hyatt Regency. Marriott Harbor, the Liberty Hotel, Paradise Cove. My 6-year-old daughter was collecting souvenirs from her mother's affair. In one drawing, dated 2 months ago, Lily had written in the corner, "Mommy said this is our secret special place." She thought she was being helpful. She thought she was keeping Mommy's good secret. She'd been drawing her own abduction for 4 months, and I'd hung every picture on her wall and told her I was proud. My daughter had been groomed to leave me, and I'd never noticed. I need to call my mother. But first, I do something I haven't done in weeks. I open the voice memo app on my phone. During the last months of my father's life, I'd recorded him telling stories. His memory was getting spotty from the morphine, but some days were good. I wanted to preserve his voice, for me, for Lily, for the grandchildren he'd never meet. The last recording is from October 10th. Dad's Navy Stories, Part 12. But I'd left the recording running by accident. It captured our last family dinner. All of us around this same kitchen table. My father, my mother Helen, me, Amanda, and Lily. I press play. My father's voice comes through first, that wheezing laugh he made when he was tired but happy. And then the captain said, "Wait, did I tell you this one already?" My voice, "Dad, you've told us 3 times. We love it every time." Lily humming while she colors, the sound of silverware on plates, normal sounds, family sounds. Then at the 32-minute mark, I hear it. My father, "Amanda, who was that on the phone? You looked different." A chair scraping, Amanda standing up, her voice tight. "It's nothing, Bill, just the hospital." My father, "You sure? Because you smiled when you looked at the screen. Then you saw me watching and you stopped." Amanda, laughing, forced, "You're imagining things, the morphine." My father, quiet, "I'm dying, Amanda, I'm not stupid." Silence for 3 seconds. Then my own voice, loud, cheerful, oblivious. "Dad, let her take her call in peace. More potatoes?" The conversation moves on. Lily asks about dessert. My mother talks about the weather. My father doesn't bring it up again. The digital timestamp on that recording, 6:47 p.m., October 10th. By 9:52 p.m., my father was in the ambulance. By 11:16 p.m., he was gone. Cardiac arrest, the doctor said. His heart just gave out. It happens with stage 4 cancer. The body shuts down. But I remember now, that moment at dinner, my father staring at Amanda, Amanda's face going smooth, blank, professional, the way she touched his shoulder and said, "It's okay, Bill, everything's okay." He'd tried to warn me, and I'd told him to mind his own business. 3 hours later, my father collapsed in our living room. He never woke up. He never got to tell me what he saw. He died trying to protect me, and I dismissed him as paranoid. I sit at the kitchen table with my phone in my hand, my father's voice in my ears, and my wife's itinerary glowing on the screen. Amanda texted me an hour ago, "Thinking of you." She's thinking about me, all right. She's thinking about how soon she can get on that plane. I drive to my mother's house at 7 in the morning. Helen lives 15 minutes away in the same house where I grew up. My father built the front porch himself in 1987. The kitchen still has the wallpaper my mother picked out 30 years ago. Yellow flowers that she always said made her happy, even on bad days. This is a bad day. I knock. She answers in her bathrobe, eyes red from crying. She's been crying for 5 days straight since we put my father in the ground. "Daniel?" She looks at my face and knows immediately. "What happened?" I hand her the itinerary printout. She reads it, standing in the doorway. When she gets to the names, Mr. Richard Peterson and Mrs. Amanda Marie Peterson, her hand goes to her mouth. "Come inside," she says. We sit at her kitchen table, the same table where I did homework as a kid, where my father taught me to play chess, where we planned his funeral 4 days ago while Amanda sat beside me, holding my hand, saying all the right things. I spread everything out in front of my mother, the itinerary, the credit card statements, the journal, Lily's drawings, all 23 of them, the hotel mini-soaps, the voice recording of that last dinner. Helen doesn't speak. She just looks at each piece of evidence, organizing them into piles like she's working a puzzle. That's what my father always said about her. Helen sees patterns. She taught third grade for 37 years. She knows when children are lying. She knows when stories don't add up. After 20 minutes, she looks up at me. Your father knew. What? The day before he died, October 9th. You were at work. I was sitting with him. She removes her wedding ring, a small gold band my father gave her 42 years ago. She sets it on the table between us like she's making a decision. He asked me, Helen, are we sure about Amanda? I said, what do you mean? He said, something's wrong. The way she looks at her phone, the way she leaves the room when it rings, the way she smiles at that doctor, the grief counselor she talks about. That's not how you look at your therapist. My mother's voice breaks. I told him he was being paranoid. I said the morphine was making him confused. I said Amanda loved you, loved Lily, would never hurt our family. She looks at the evidence spread across her table. I was wrong. He knew Daniel. He died knowing, and I didn't believe him. I think about my father in that hospital bed, machines beeping, morphine drip in his arm, dying but still trying to protect me, still trying to warn me. And both of us, his wife and his son, dismissed him. He tried to tell me too, I say, at dinner, the last dinner. I told him to leave her alone. Helen reaches across and grabs my hand. Her grip is firm, strong. This is the same woman who raised me to be kind, to give people second chances, to believe in the good in everyone. She looks at Amanda's photo on the refrigerator, a candid shot from last Christmas, Amanda laughing, holding Lily. Your father and I taught you to protect your family, Helen says. She slides the wedding ring across the table toward me. Amanda stopped being family the moment she planned to take Lily away from you. Your father would want you to fight, so we're going to fight. My mother stands up. She walks to her junk drawer and pulls out a yellow legal pad and a pen. Now, tell me everything, every detail, every date, every lie. We're going to build a timeline and we're going to figure out exactly who Richard Peterson really is. It takes me 3 days to get the truth about Richard. I started Amanda's hospital. I know the place well. I've brought patients there 100 times. The ER staff knows me. The security guards wave when I walk through. I go to Human Resources. I tell them I'm trying to send a thank you gift to Dr. Richard Peterson, the grief counselor who helped my wife during my father's illness. Can they give me his office number? The woman at the desk, Nancy, mid-50s, kind eyes, looks confused. Dr. Peterson in grief counseling? Yes, he's been seeing my wife for 6 months, sessions at least twice a week. Nancy types into her computer, frowns, types more. Mr. Brennan, we don't have anyone by that name on staff. Not in psychiatry, not in psychology, not in social work. Are you sure he works here? My stomach drops. My wife is a nurse here, Amanda Brennan. She said he's affiliated with the hospital. Nancy's face changes. She picks up her phone. Hold on. 10 minutes later, I'm in a conference room with Nancy and the hospital's director of security, a former cop named Tom Rodriguez. Mr. Brennan, Tom says carefully, we pulled visitor logs going back a year. The name Richard Peterson appears 18 times, but he never signed in as staff. He signed in as a visitor every time, meeting Amanda Brennan. He slides a stack of green and white striped computer paper across the table. Dot matrix printer. The signatures vary slightly, practiced deception. Each entry shows a date, a time in, and a time out. These logs show him meeting your wife by the staff parking lot, in the cafeteria outside the main entrance, never in a clinical setting. Tom pulls up security footage on his laptop. This is from 6 months ago, May 2nd. The video is grainy, but clear enough. The parking lot. Amanda walking to her car after a shift. A man approaches her, tall, maybe 6'2", dark hair going gray at the temples, expensive suit. They talk for 30 seconds, then they kiss. Not a friendly kiss. A kiss that says they've done this before. A kiss that says they're comfortable with each other. "That's 4 months before your father got sick," Tom says quietly. I can't speak. Nancy pulls out another file. "I checked with the Massachusetts Board of Medicine. No license for any Richard Peterson in grief counseling, clinical psychology, or psychiatry. Not in this state. I checked neighboring states too. Connecticut, Rhode Island, New Hampshire, Vermont, New York. Nothing." She hands me printed pages from the state medical board website. Every search comes back empty. "Mr. Brennan, I'm sorry to tell you this, but the man your wife has been seeing is not a doctor. He's been using our parking lot to meet her, and he's been impersonating a medical professional." I pull out my wallet. Inside is one of Richard's business cards. Amanda left it on our kitchen counter 3 months ago when she was organizing her therapy paperwork. I'd glanced at it, thought nothing of it. The card is heavy cardstock, raised lettering, professional. Dr. Richard Peterson, grief counseling specialist, Massachusetts board certified, Harvard Medical School 98. I slide it across the table. Tom takes a photo with his phone. I'm going to run this. If he's impersonating a medical professional and using that to exploit people, that's fraud. That's criminal. Nancy's hand is trembling as she looks at the business card. How many other families has he done this to? How many other people thought they were getting help and were really... She doesn't finish the sentence. She doesn't have to. The HR director pulls up Amanda's employee file. "I need to tell you something else. 3 other nurses have reported inappropriate conduct investigations in the past 2 years. Relationships with men claiming to be consultants or specialists. The hospital settled those cases quietly. No charges were filed." Was Richard Peterson involved in those? The names were different, but the pattern... Nancy shakes her head. "I'm going to recommend a full investigation. And Mr. Brennan, I have to tell you, if your wife was meeting someone who's impersonating a doctor using hospital property for personal relationships, that's a violation of our ethics code. Her employment will be reviewed." I stand up. My legs feel like water. Tom walks me to the door. "I'll file a report with Boston PD. This guy, whoever he really is, he's been running a con. And your wife either didn't know or she didn't care." I think about the journal entries. She knew. She called him R, never his full name. Like she knew it wasn't real. Tom nods. "Smart people fall for cons all the time. But Daniel, and I say this as a father, protect your daughter. If this guy is willing to fake being a doctor to get close to vulnerable people, he's dangerous." I drive home. Amanda's shift ends in 4 hours. I have 4 hours to figure out what to do with what I know. From my wife cheated to she's with a dangerous con man who preys on grieving families. The stakes just got higher. I pick up Lily from school. She runs to me with her backpack bouncing, her hair in pigtails that Amanda braided this morning before her shift. "Daddy, guess what? I got a gold star for my dinosaur drawing." "That's amazing, sweetheart." I buckle her into her car seat. "Hey, Lil, can I ask you something?" "Uh-huh." "You know how you draw a lot of pictures of Mommy and her friend?" Lily looks down at her hands. "Dr. Rich?" "Yeah, Dr. Rich. When did you meet him?" "A long time ago, before Grandpa got sick. Mommy said he's a doctor who helps people feel better when they're sad." "Did Mommy say he was helping her feel better?" "Uh-huh. She said Daddy was really sad about Grandpa and she needed someone to make her happy. Dr. Rich makes her happy." Lily swings her legs. "He's nice. He gave me a stuffed dolphin, and he let me swim in the big pool at the hotel." My hands tighten on the steering wheel. "The hotel?" "The pretty hotel with the big pool. Mommy said it's a secret place where we go to be happy. She said when Grandpa goes to heaven, we're moving there. Just me and Mommy and Dr. Rich." "What about Daddy?" Lily's face crumples. Mommy said you're too sad to come. She said you need to stay here because Grandpa's house needs someone to take care of it. But Daddy, I don't want you to be alone. Can't you come to the happy place too? I pull over to the side of the road. I can't drive. I can't see through the tears. My 6-year-old daughter thought she was moving to a happy place and leaving me behind, and she was trying to figure out how to protect me. That night, after Lily goes to bed, my mother comes over. She brings David, my brother-in-law, married to my younger sister, Sarah. David works in IT. He knows computers. He knows data recovery. He knows how to find things people try to hide. Show me her devices, David says. We log into our shared iCloud account. Amanda and I set it up years ago so we could share photos, calendar events, grocery lists, the modern conveniences of married life. David navigates to photos. Your wife's phone auto-uploads everything to the cloud. Did you know that? I never thought about it. Most people don't. He clicks. 347 photos uploaded from her device in the last 16 months. Let me filter by location data. A map appears on the screen. Dozens of pins, hotels, resorts, beaches all over New England, 3 in the Caribbean, 2 in California. David clicks on the oldest photo. It's dated April 22nd, 16 months ago. Amanda is wearing a white sundress. She's on a beach. Turquoise water behind her. Her hair is loose. She's smiling at the camera. The metadata shows the location, Paradise Cove Resort, Turks and Caicos. The photo caption she saved it under, first day of my real life. I check my calendar for April 22nd of last year. It was the same week Amanda told me she wanted to try for another baby. She'd brought it up at dinner, holding my hand, saying, I think Lily needs a sibling. I think we should grow our family. I'd been so happy. We'd tried for another baby for 3 months before she suddenly changed her mind. The timing isn't right, she'd said in July. Let's wait. Now I know why. She was already gone. She'd started her real life and I wasn't in it. David keeps clicking through photos. May, a hotel room, champagne bottles, rose petals on the bed. June, Richard, first clear photo of his face. Gray hair, expensive sunglasses, his arm around Amanda at a restaurant. July, a series of photos. Lily at a hotel pool. Lily holding hands with Richard. Lily sitting between Amanda and Richard at breakfast. My daughter on a practice honeymoon. August, more hotels, more beaches, screenshots of text messages. Look at this, David says. He opens a screenshot dated August 15th. It's a text exchange between Amanda and Richard. Richard, when does Dee go back to work? Amanda, night shift Thursday. I can meet you at the Marriott, 8 p.m.? Richard, I'll book the suite. Bring the lingerie I bought you. Amanda, can't wait. Lily's been asking about the beach house again. Should I tell her? Richard, not yet. We need to be patient. Once his father dies, we move. Until then, we keep playing house. The timestamp on that message, 3 weeks before my father's diagnosis. They were waiting for him to die. They've been waiting for 16 months. David keeps pulling up evidence, bank records, text messages backed up to the cloud, emails from resort bookings. There's a joint bank account in Amanda's name and Richard's name. She'd transferred $47,000 over the past 8 months. Money from our savings. Money I thought was going to medical bills for my father's care. There are booking confirmations for 7 different trips. Practice honeymoons, Amanda called them in one email. They'd been playing married couple at resorts across the country while I was working overtime to pay for my father's medications. Helen stands behind me with her hand on my shoulder. She's not crying anymore. She's past crying. Daniel, she says, her voice cold and clear, your father died knowing that woman was going to destroy you. We are not going to let that happen. David closes the laptop. I can pull all of this, organize it, time-stamped, GPS tagged. This is a complete digital record of a 16-month affair. This is evidence. I think about Amanda's text message, the last one she sent me this afternoon. Thinking of you, I know today is hard. She used my grief. She used my daughter. She used my father's death. No therapy, no grief counseling, just 16 months of playing house with a con man while waiting for my father to die so she could start her real life. I let Amanda think everything is normal for 2 more days. She comes home from her shift on Thursday morning. I'm making breakfast. Lily is watching cartoons. Morning, Amanda says. She kisses my cheek. How are you holding up? I'm okay, I lie. Better each day. She pours coffee. I think I'm going to take that grief counseling session today with Dr. Peterson. Is that okay? I know it's been hard on both of us. Of course. Whatever you need. She smiles, touches my arm. You're amazing, you know that. So understanding, so patient. Your dad raised you right. The casual way she says my father's name, like she didn't write in her journal that she hoped he'd die faster. Actually, I say carefully, I wanted to ask you about something. What's that? I pull out my phone. I show her the American Airlines itinerary. This came to my email. I think there was some kind of mistake. It's got your name on it. Amanda goes still. Her coffee cup stops halfway to her mouth. That's weird. Must be a glitch. Yeah, that's what I thought. But then I saw it's for today, November 14th, and it's booked for Mr. and Mrs. Peterson. I keep my voice level, calm, clinical, the way I talk to patients in the back of an ambulance when I need them to stay conscious. Any idea who Mrs. Peterson is? Amanda sets down her coffee. Her face goes smooth, blank, professional. The same expression she had at my father's bedside when the monitors started beeping. Daniel, I can explain. Please do. It's not what you think. What do I think? She pauses, calculating. I can see it in her eyes. She's deciding which version of the lie to tell. He's been helping me with grief, with stress. Things got complicated. We got close, too close, but it's over now. I was going to tell you. When? When were you going to tell Lily? Her face changes. Don't bring Lily into this. She's already in this, Amanda. She's been drawing pictures of you and Richard for 4 months. She thinks she's moving to a beach house. She thinks I'm staying behind because I'm too sad. Amanda's mask cracks. For just a second, I see something cold underneath. Something I've never seen before. She'll understand when she's older, Amanda says quietly. She'll understand that her father was so wrapped up in his own grief that he couldn't see his family falling apart. She'll understand that I saved her from watching you drown in it. I'm recording this. I'm recording this entire conversation on my phone in my pocket. Massachusetts is a one-party consent state for recordings. I checked. So this is my fault? I ask. My father dying is my fault? Your father was dying anyway, Daniel. Everyone dies. You didn't have to make it your whole personality. When were you planning to leave? Does it matter? Yes. She looks at me for a long moment. Then she shrugs. Actually shrugs like we're discussing dinner plans. Today, the flight is at 4 p.m. I was going to tell you I was going to a nursing conference. I was going to take Lily to my sister's house and then not come back. Richard was going to pick her up next week, and we'd already enrolled her in a school in Bali. You were going to take my daughter to another country. Our daughter. And yes, because you're a good man, Daniel, but you're boring. You're sad. You chose your dead father over your alive family. Lily deserves better than watching you cry into your coffee every morning. The recorder is running. Every word, every cruel, calculated word. I look at this woman I married 9 years ago. The woman I trusted. The woman I defended to my father when he tried to warn me. You're right, I say quietly. Lily deserves better. That's why I filed for divorce yesterday. That's why I filed for emergency custody. That's why I sent the recording of our last family dinner where my father tried to warn me about you to my lawyer. That's why your credit card statements, your journal, and all 347 photos from your iCloud account are now exhibits in a family court case. Amanda's face goes white. You can't. I already did. You're not getting on that plane today, Amanda. And you're not taking my daughter anywhere. She stands up. Her chair scrapes the floor, the same sound from the recording of that last dinner. You're going to regret this. No, I say, you are. Amanda grabs her purse and walks out. The door slams. Lily comes running in from the living room. Daddy, where's Mommy going? I kneel down and hug my daughter. Mommy has some things she needs to figure out, sweetheart, but you and me and Grandma, we're going to be okay. Promise? I promise. That night my lawyer calls. Amanda tried to board the flight to Bali. TSA stopped her. There was a family court order blocking her from leaving the country with Lily. Richard Peterson boarded the plane alone. He left her behind. Here's my question for you. When someone you love betrays you, do you owe them forgiveness or do you owe yourself justice? I'll tell you what I chose by the end of this story, but I want to know, what would you choose? The Massachusetts Board of Registration in Medicine holds hearings on the third Thursday of every month. Richard Peterson's case is scheduled for November 28th, 14 days after he abandoned Amanda at the airport. I sit in the hearing room with my lawyer, Janet O'Brien, a family law specialist who's been doing this for 23 years. The room is small, clinical. 5 board members sit behind a long table. A court reporter in the corner, 2 journalists in the back row because this is public record. Richard walks in wearing an expensive suit. His lawyer is with him, a man in his 60s who looks tired, like he knows this case is already lost. The board chair, Dr. Patricia Vance, reviews the file. Then she looks up. Mr. Peterson, you are not licensed to practice medicine in Massachusetts. You are not licensed to practice medicine anywhere in the United States. Yet you presented yourself to multiple individuals as Dr. Richard Peterson, grief counseling specialist. You gave them business cards. You charged them fees. You claim to have credentials from Harvard Medical School. Is this accurate? Richard's lawyer starts to speak, but Richard cuts him off. I helped people. I provided a service. You committed fraud, Dr. Vance says. We have evidence here of at least 12 individuals who paid you for therapy services, services you were not qualified to provide. Janet stands. She's holding a 3-ring binder, 157 pages. Dr. Vance, if I may, we've compiled evidence showing systematic fraud spanning at least 3 years. Hospital visitor logs showing Mr. Peterson accessing healthcare facilities under false pretenses. Witness statements from 4 women who believed he was a licensed therapist. Financial records showing he collected over $140,000 in fees for fake therapy sessions. And in the case of my client, Daniel Brennan, Mr. Peterson engaged in an intimate relationship with Mr. Brennan's wife while pretending to provide grief counseling during the terminal illness and death of Mr. Brennan's father. She opens the binder. Inside is everything. The business cards, the hotel receipts, the journal entries, screenshots of text messages, photos of Richard with Amanda, with other women, at hospitals, at hotels. There's a timeline poster, 3 feet long, showing Richard's pattern, date by date, victim by victim, location by location. Janet pulls out witness statements, a woman named Carol whose husband died of ALS. She paid Richard $8,000 for grief counseling. He had sex with her twice, then disappeared when she discovered he had no license. A man named Thomas, whose teenage daughter committed suicide. Richard charged him $12,000 for family therapy. Never filed insurance claims because he couldn't. He wasn't licensed. A woman named Jennifer who lost her mother to Alzheimer's. Richard courted her for 6 months, took $15,000, proposed marriage, then vanished when she asked to meet his colleagues. These people were vulnerable, Janet says. They were grieving, and Mr. Peterson systematically exploited that grief for money and sex. The board members are silent. One of them, a psychiatrist in his 50s, looks physically ill. Dr. Vance turns to Richard. Do you have anything to say? Richard stares at me. His face is cold, calculating. This is a man who doesn't like losing. Amanda said you'd never fight back. She said you were too weak. She said you just cry and accept it. I don't flinch. I don't react. I learned a long time ago in my job, when someone is trying to hurt you, don't give them the satisfaction of a reaction. Dr. Vance's voice cuts through the room. Mr. Peterson, you are not a doctor. You have never been a doctor. You will be reported to the Massachusetts Attorney General's Office for Criminal Fraud. You will be reported to every hospital and healthcare facility in this state. Your actions constitute practicing medicine without a license, which carries a penalty of up to 5 years in prison and $10,000 in fines per violation. She closes the file. This hearing is concluded. Mr. Peterson, you are permanently barred from representing yourself as a medical professional in this state. Leave this building and pray that Mr. Brennan and these other victims don't press additional civil charges. Richard's lawyer puts a hand on his shoulder. They stand to leave. Richard looks back at me one more time. You took everything from me. No, I say quietly. You took everything from yourself. I just made sure everyone else knew about it. The divorce hearing is December 10th. Family court. Judge Maria Santos presiding. Amanda sits across the courtroom with her lawyer, a woman named Rebecca Ford, who specializes in high-conflict divorce. Rebecca looks uncomfortable. I don't blame her. Her client's case is indefensible. Judge Santos reviews the evidence, all of it, the itinerary, the journal, the credit card statements, the photos, the text messages, the recordings, and then Lily's drawings. All 23 of them are entered as exhibits. The judge spends 10 minutes looking at each one, a child's crayon artwork carefully preserved, chronologically organized. Mommy and Dr. Rich at the beach. Our new house with a pool. Mommy says we're moving after Grandpa goes to heaven. Daddy is too sad to come with us. Judge Santos looks at Amanda for a long time. Amanda keeps her eyes down. Ms. Brennan, the judge says, not Mrs., not Amanda, just Ms. Brennan, you involved your 6-year-old daughter in your affair. You told her she was moving to another country. You prepared her to leave her father during his time of grief. You exploited your own child for your deception. Your Honor, Rebecca starts, my client acknowledges mistakes were made. Mistakes? Judge Santos's voice is sharp. Mistakes are forgetting to pay a bill. This is systematic manipulation of a child. This is planning parental abduction. This is financial fraud against her spouse. This is exploitation of a dying man's vulnerability. She holds up the journal. I've read Ms. Brennan's own words. I hope he doesn't make it to June. The sooner this is over, the sooner we can leave. She wrote that about her father-in-law, a man dying of cancer, because his death was inconvenient to her timeline. Amanda's face crumples. She starts crying. It looks real. Maybe it is real. Maybe she finally understands what she's lost. But then I remember that last conversation in our kitchen, the coldness in her voice. She'll understand I saved her from your grief. Those tears aren't for what she did. They're for getting caught. Judge Santos reads her ruling. Full physical and legal custody to Daniel Brennan. Ms. Brennan is granted supervised visitation only, pending completion of a psychiatric evaluation and parenting classes. Ms. Brennan is ordered to pay child support and will be responsible for half of the child's therapeutic costs resulting from this situation. Janet stands. Your Honor, there's also the matter of financial fraud. Ms. Brennan transferred $47,000 from marital accounts to a joint account with Mr. Peterson. She used marital funds to finance an extramarital affair while her husband was paying for his father's end-of-life care. Ms. Brennan will repay that amount in full, Judge Santos says, plus interest, plus Mr. Brennan's legal fees. Do you have employment currently, Ms. Brennan? Amanda's lawyer speaks. My client was recently terminated from her position at Boston Memorial Hospital. Why? Ethics violation. She was engaged in an inappropriate relationship with an individual impersonating a medical professional, using hospital property for personal meetings. Judge Santos makes a note. Then Ms. Brennan will set up a payment plan. I want proof of employment within 30 days. The judge looks at Lily's drawings one more time. She picks up the one dated October 18th, 1 week before my father died. The one where Lily wrote, "Mommy says Daddy is too sad and needs to stay here." Ms. Brennan, Judge Santos says quietly, children are not tools. They are not accessories to your life choices. They are human beings who deserve protection, stability, and truth. You weaponized your daughter's love to facilitate your deception. That is unforgivable. She signs the custody order. This child is going home with her father today. You will have no contact until your psychiatric evaluation is complete. Do you understand? Amanda nods. She's still crying. I need to hear you say it. I understand, Amanda whispers. We leave the courtroom. Lily is waiting with my mother in the hallway. When she sees me, she runs over. Daddy, can we go home now? Yeah, sweetheart, we can go home. Amanda is standing by the courtroom door. Lily sees her and stops. Mommy? Amanda kneels down. For a second, I think she's going to say something that matters, something real. I'll see you soon, baby, is all she says. Lily looks confused. Are you coming home with us? Not today? Why not? Amanda looks at me, then at Helen, then back at Lily. Because Mommy made some bad choices, and sometimes when you make bad choices, you don't get to fix them right away. It's the first honest thing she said in months. The community finds out fast. Boston Memorial Hospital issues a statement. Following an internal investigation, nurse Amanda Brennan has been terminated for ethics violations related to an inappropriate relationship with an individual fraudulently representing himself as a medical professional. Patient safety was not compromised, but professional conduct standards were violated. The Massachusetts Nursing Board opens a review. Amanda's license is suspended pending investigation. The local newspaper runs an article, "Fake Therapist Exposed, Multiple Victims Come Forward." The article names Richard, it names the charges. It mentions Amanda as one of several individuals involved in relationships with the fraudulent counselor. My phone doesn't stop ringing. Friends, coworkers, people from church, people from Lily's school. Everyone wants to know if it's true. I tell them it's true, all of it. The parents at Lily's school whisper. Some of them are kind. They bring meals, offer to babysit, tell me I'm doing the right thing. Others are cruel. They gossip, they speculate, they ask invasive questions. One mother, Jessica, whose daughter is in Lily's class, pulls me aside at pickup. I just want you to know, she says, Amanda called me yesterday. She asked if I could talk to you, convince you to drop the custody case. She said she made a mistake and you were being vindictive. What did you tell her? I told her that taking a 6-year-old to another country without telling her father isn't a mistake. It's kidnapping. And I told her if she ever calls me again, I'll report it to your lawyer. Jessica squeezes my arm. You're a good dad, Daniel. Lily is lucky to have you. Small validations, but they matter. Richard's landlord evicts him for non-payment of rent. Turns out when you lose your fake therapy income, you can't afford a $3,100 a month apartment in Cambridge. The Attorney General's office charges him with 12 counts of fraud, one for each victim who filed a complaint. His bail is set at $100,000. He can't make it. He sits in county jail awaiting trial. Amanda's parents call me. Her father, a man I've known for 9 years who gave a toast at our wedding, apologizes. We didn't know, he says. We didn't know any of it. She told us you two were separating amicably, that you were both moving on. She never mentioned... He can't finish. I know. We love Lily. We'd like to still see her, if that's okay with you. Of course, Lily needs her grandparents. All of them. Amanda's mother sends a letter, handwritten, 4 pages. Dear Daniel, I failed as a mother. I raised a daughter who could do what Amanda did to you and your family. I don't know where I went wrong. I am so sorry. Please tell Lily her Nana loves her. Please tell your mother I'm sorry for her loss, both her husband and the trust she had in Amanda. I understand if you never want to speak to us again. We deserve that. I write back. Tell them they're welcome anytime. Tell them their daughter's choices aren't their fault. Tell them Lily needs as much family as she can get right now. Because she does. 3 weeks after the divorce hearing, Amanda calls me. It's 11:47 p.m. I almost don't answer. Daniel, her voice is raw. She's been crying. Amanda, he's gone. Who? Richard, when the charges came down, when he was released on bail, I thought we'd figure it out together. I went to his apartment. His things were gone. His phone is disconnected. His lawyer says he skipped bail. They think he left the country. Silence. He left me with nothing, Amanda says. No money, no job, no home. I'm staying with my parents. Daniel, can I come home? Can we talk about this? I think about the last time we stood in our kitchen, the last time she looked at me and said, "You chose your dead father over your alive family." No, I say. Daniel, please, I made a mistake. I see that now. I can fix this. You taught Lily that home is wherever you choose it to be. You chose him. You chose the hotels, the beach houses, the new life. You chose all of it. And now he's gone and you're alone and you think you can come back to the life you tried to burn down. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I believe you, but the answer is still no. You made your choices, Amanda. Now live with them. What about Lily? She needs her mother. Lily has a mother, you, with supervised visitation, twice a month, when you complete your psychiatric evaluation. That's not enough. It's what the judge ordered. It's what's best for Lily. And it's what you deserve. She's crying hard now, gasping. I lost everything. Yeah, I say quietly. You did, and you did it to yourself. I hang up. That's the last time we speak. 3 months after my father's death, I take Lily to his grave. It's February, cold, snow on the ground. The headstone is simple, black granite. William James Brennan, beloved husband, father, grandfather, 1955-2024, he loved well. Lily is holding a picture she drew. It's new, different from the others. It shows 3 people, me, her, and Helen. We're holding hands. Above us, drawn in light blue crayon, is my father's face in the clouds. He's smiling. Can I put it on Grandpa's stone? Lily asks. Of course. She places it carefully on the flat part of the headstone. The wind tries to blow it away, but she weights it down with a smooth rock. Grandpa, Lily says, talking to the stone like he can hear her, Daddy says you tried to help him. Daddy says you were really smart. I drew this for you because I want you to know we're okay now. She looks up at me. Daddy, is Grandpa watching us? I think so, yeah. Good. Because I want him to know you protected me, just like he protected you. I kneel down beside her. How did you know that? He told me, in my dreams. He said, Lily, your daddy is going to do something really hard, but it's because he loves you. And when it's over, you'll understand that love means keeping people safe, even when they don't understand yet. I'm crying. I don't try to hide it. Did Grandpa really say that? Uh-huh. And he said to tell you, she scrunches up her face, remembering. He said to tell you, I'm proud of you, Danny. You did good. Danny. My father hasn't called me Danny since I was 10 years old. Only he would know that. Maybe she really did dream it. Maybe she didn't. Maybe grief does strange things to the mind. Or maybe my father, wherever he is, found a way to tell me what I needed to hear through the person I'd fight hardest to protect. Helen joins us at the grave. She's carrying flowers, white roses, my father's favorite. Your dad would have loved this, she says, looking at Lily's drawing. He always said you'd do the right thing when it mattered. He tried to warn me, I say. I should have listened. You listened when it counted. You protected Lily. That's what he wanted. We stand there in the cold, the three of us, at my father's grave. A year ago, we were 5. Now we're 3. But we're whole. We're honest. We're safe. That counts for something. 6 months after the divorce, Lily's school hosts a spring art show. Every student gets to display one piece of artwork. The theme is my family. Lily has been working on her piece for weeks. She won't show it to me. She says it's a surprise. The art show is in the school gymnasium, parents everywhere, kids running around, cookies and punch on folding tables. Lily grabs my hand. Come see, Daddy. Her artwork is on the far wall. It's bigger than her usual drawings, poster-sized. She must have worked on it in art class. The title, written in her careful handwriting, My Real Family. The drawing shows 4 people, me, Lily, Helen, and, drawn in lighter colors, transparent, my father. We're standing in front of our house. The house has flowers in the garden. The sun is shining. Everyone is smiling. At the bottom, she's written, Family is the people who stay. I can't speak. Helen puts her arm around my shoulders. She's going to be okay, Helen says, because of you. Lily's teacher, Mrs. Rodriguez, walks over. She's been wonderful through all of this, patient, understanding. She's kept Lily safe at school when kids asked mean questions about where her mom went. Lily told me this week that she wants to help people see the truth when she grows up, like her daddy did. I asked her what she meant. She said, my daddy made sure people knew what was real and what was pretend. That's important. Mrs. Rodriguez smiles at me. You're raising a remarkable child, Mr. Brennan. At the end of the art show, Lily gets to take her drawing home. She insists we hang it immediately. Where should it go? I ask. She walks into the living room, points at the wall where Amanda's wedding photo used to hang. I took it down in December. The space has been empty for months. There, Lily says. That's where family pictures go. I hang it. Lily stands back and looks at it. Perfect, she says. Then she hugs me. Daddy, I'm really glad you stayed. I'm really glad you didn't go away like Mommy did. I'm never going away, Lil. I promise. I know, because family is the people who stay, and you stay. That night after Lily goes to bed, I sit in the living room and look at her drawing. The 4 of us, the house, the flowers, the sunshine. My real family. She titled it perfectly. Sometimes the family you choose is stronger than the one you were given. Sometimes betrayal shows you who was real all along. And sometimes a 6-year-old understands more about love and loyalty than the adults ever did. I take a photo of the drawing and text it to my mother. She responds immediately. Your father is so proud. I am too. We did it, Daniel. We protected her. Yeah, I text back. We did. I look at the drawing one more time, at my father's transparent figure watching over us, at Lily's careful strokes of crayon showing our house, our real life, our real family. Amanda's photo is gone. Richard is gone. The lies are gone. What's left is truth and safety and the people who stayed. We're home. If you've built your own found family after betrayal, loss, or heartbreak, share your story in the comments. Sometimes the family we choose, the people who show up when everything falls apart, is stronger than the one we were given. Lily taught me that, and I'll never forget it.